What's going on, guys? Happy Saturday. Back at you guys with another news story. Hope everybody's Saturday is going all right. Um, Stories like this, the story that I'm about to tell you guys, is why you got to be very, very skeptical when it comes to dealing with people. Stories like this. I mean, stories like this just go to show you why you don't need to deal with people. Telling you. I'm telling you. Fight turns deadly among friends after night out. Shooter refused to go home, police say. This happened in Cobb County, Georgia. A man was shot and killed outside his home in Smyrna following a dinner gathering with friends on Thanksgiving weekend. Police have identified the victim as Tory Harris and the suspect as Nakia Williams. Harris asked Williams to leave his home around 4:13 a.m. Sunday, but Williams refused. Police told Channel 2 Cobb County Bureau Chief Michelle Newell. And it goes on to say, they were all acquaintances. They were friendly with each other, said Meredith Hope, Smyrna Police Department Public Information Officer. It just started as a verbal altercation and that escalated too quickly. And it's just a very sad situation. It goes to say the altercation ended outside Harris' home, where police say Williams pulled out a gun and shot Harris. Harris was found deceased in the front yard on the walkway up on the front door. My Lord. Williams left after the shooting. Police attempted to track him for a couple of days before receiving a call from his attorney indicating that Williams would turn himself in. Williams has been charged with murder and aggravated assault. Harris' family and friends are preparing to gather for his funeral, which is scheduled for tomorrow morning. Wow. You see why you got to be skeptical when it comes to dealing with folks, guys? Fight turns deadly among friends after night out. Shooter refused to go home, police say. I'm telling you, this is why you got to be very mindful of who you deal with nowadays. And see, in my younger days, I was very nice and friendly and just so quick to let people in my world. But people got the devil in them. That's what I had to really understand with people. You wonder why certain people think the way they do and why some people are mean and aggressive the way they are. That's Satan at work. That's Satan at work, guys. When you find people who are just mean, they have a mean spirit, very hostile, that's the devil at work. See, we live in a world where when you're nice and kind and you just have a pleasant spirit, people think you're soft. But that's where they're wrong. Because, see, if you piss somebody off, you're going to meet the devil. You're going to meet the devil. I see why my buddy told me, don't deal with people because of stories like this. They were all supposed to be friends. An altercation escalated very quickly and someone got shot. This is why when it comes to dealing with folks, you got to be very, very careful. And I speak to people, I'll be cordial with people, but as far as letting people in my personal world, that's where I set boundaries up. I'm not quick to let people into my personal world because I got to see where your mind is at. And you got a lot of demons that are operating in people nowadays. I mean, this was over the Thanksgiving weekend. Having dinner, going out for dinner with your friends. Y'all go back to the house. Supposed to be enjoying each other's company, having a good time. And an argument breaks out. And someone loses their life. This is why I say, be mindful of who you call friend. You got to make people prove themselves. Because nowadays, we're living in a time where people just got the devil in them. Satan is on a rampage. You know, as the years go on, we're almost in 2026. Satan and his demons are on a rampage. And stories like this just go to show you the devil at work. And we live in a world where people like evil. People like evil more than good. This is why women get in toxic relationships as well, because they like evil. Most women won't admit that they like evil. They like evil. They like negative traits in men. Narcissism, anger. You know, they love these dark traits. But that's people in general. People love negativity. People like evil. They don't like nothing that's righteous. Even your so-called Christians in church, they don't like nothing good either. They just pretending that they like stuff that's good. They like evil too. So, stories like this just go to show you why you got to be careful dealing with people. Because this man who got killed by his so-called friend, he didn't see it coming. He didn't see it coming. He didn't see the mayhem coming to his way. He didn't know he was going to hang out with some friends. They were going to go out, come back to the crib, and he was going to get shot. He didn't know he was going to get shot. This is why be careful with who you call friend. Because the very people that you call friends are the very people who end up ending your chapter. And I see why my buddy kept telling me over and over again, stop dealing with people. People are not your friend. People will pretend like they're your friend, but they're an enemy the whole time. And those exact people will end up erasing you off the map because they got Satan and they got demons in them. They got Satan and they got demons in them. And stories like this make me think about all the people that I dealt with in my life. All the so-called people that I labeled friends. They were all possessed by the devil. All the people who ended up wronging me, all the people who ended up turning against me, they were possessed by demons. And the person that did this to this man, the person that started this altercation and killed this man, had demons in him. That's why I don't go out of my way to invite people into my personal world. I got to see where your mental is before I deal with you. Like, you got to really test the waters with people. And they got to really prove that they loyal. You know? I got a buddy of mine that I've been talking to since 2017. And he's proven that he's loyal. And we still talk to this day. So, you got to test the waters with people. And usually when you're dealing with people who are possessed by demons, they'll give you red flags. But see, one thing about me, and I guess the church made me this way, I used to be so forgiving when it come to people. And I used to ignore red flags within people. Stories like this, what happened to this man, got murdered in his own home, hung out with some friends, thinking that everything good. You come back to the crib, argument breaks out, someone lose their life. Now you in a box. This is why you cannot ignore red flags in people. And this is why you got to be very discerning when it comes to people. And you got to make people prove their loyalty to you. Because people, boy, people are very good at being pretentious. They're very good at pretending. Evil hides behind the veil, and evil hides behind smiles. R.I.P. to this man. Condolences to his family. And this is just a real sad, sad case. And I'm pretty sure the argument that transpired was over some foolishness. Probably wasn't even over nothing that was really worth arguing over, because a lot of these arguments where someone ends up losing their life, a lot of these kind of arguments are, is not really nothing serious. But amongst us is, and you know what I mean by using the word us, is code word. you know, um, we beef and go back and forth with each other over petty foolishness anyway. But you guys let me know what you think about this story. Sad, sad case of events. This is a sad way to end your Thanksgiving holiday. Some losing your life with some people that you thought was your friend. This is why I say, when it comes to so-called friends, that's a word people need to stop using. Make people prove their loyalty. Have a good one.